want to say Michael, he painted his parents. His mom passed away, and she was so excited about him painting on the mural program. She came up to me in church and told me that. She was, what, 95? 95 years old. So Michael's so happy painting. And I brought her down after church, and we took a picture by the Savannah mural, and Mike didn't know we had that, so I made it pretty special. So he painted his mom and dad right there by the flower cart. And where is that flower cart? It's right in front of the florist shop that exists today. See, what is missing? There's about half this block is missing, but never again will be missing because it's always here. So, and then we have the Barretts, Chris and Hannah Barrett. They drove all the way over from Williamson to help us paint. And she works at St. Michael's and has energized the mural program because we're coming to the Seaway Trail over in Williamson soon. So that's your town too, Bart DeRue. So we'll be over there soon. So Hannah painted some of the buddings on here, and Chris painted the Academy and Frederick Douglass, Lucretia Mott, and the ropes that are outlining all the mural here. And you'll hear a little bit more about a rainbow later, but I had this dream in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to figure out how could we connect the historic ovals together, and this rainbow thought came to my head. So with the help of Michael and Bev, they put the rainbow in. So that's pretty exciting. And then we have our Bev concentrated on our mural within a mural. This is a chance, you can hear more about this later from Al Parker and Bev. But you're looking back at a woman with a parasol and Indian Charlie. Indian Charlie used to weave baskets here in Macedon back in the 20s? Died in 1910. He died the day this mural went up. So this is a, well wait, the day this mural was painted, all right. But he had a house down on the old Erie Canal. But we came up with this idea of looking back into the past before white men were here in Macedon, where Niagara Creek was, to see that great history. So it's a mural within a mural. There's actually another mural there, hieroglyphics. And Bev will explain that a little later. So I can't say enough about everybody out here today and our painters. They've done a wonderful job. Give them a hand. And I'd like to bring up the person that you got to have somebody as spearheads. A lot of times you have ideas and nothing comes to fruition, but Marcy really pushed us. Took us a couple emails, but if that's all it took, that's pretty darn good to make this happen. I said, Marcy, we need the MDO board, which is a signboard. I need it like Monday because we have a film crew coming from LA, which will be on this weekend or next weekend. They flew a whole crew out here to film the murals. And you know what's in their show? The Macedon mural. Because we got it primed and ready and started May 14th or something like that. And because Marcy moved things along, we got that MDO board and we got it primed. And thank you. So well, without further ado, I'd like Marcy to come up and say a few things representing the village of Macedon. I said village of Macedon. Oh, wait a minute.
I am actually representing two organizations today. I am a trustee for the Village of Macedon right here. I am the Historian Commissioner, and obviously this is our village historian, and we work together making our history come back to life. And I also represent the Main Street District. I am the Main Street Manager down here, and so I kind of had a dual role purpose in this whole thing. I would like to thank the Macedon Partners Association, our board of directors, the many volunteers that we have that just give endless, countless hours at making all of these events on Main Street happen and come through for everybody. Obviously, we can see a huge difference, a transformation that's been happening out on our Main Street here in the last year and a half. Thank you. And, part of that is the Village of Macedon. Part of that is the Macedon Partners Association. And a lot of it is your Main Street business owners that are doing a lot of this work out here. And they need to be thanked for being on board with us. Now, I think, honestly, the number one person or people that I think need to be thanked here today is this building belongs to Brett and Michelle Norton. And unfortunately, they were out of town today, but they allowed the Village of Macedon to hang their mural on the side of their building. I just think that is just a huge blessing to this community that they were willing to do that for us. So I'd like to thank them. The Village of Macedon sits within the town of Macedon, and we do have town councilwoman Sandy Pagano here today, and I'd like to thank her for joining us on behalf of the town of Macedon. Sandy also worked with us at the beginning as we were doing a little brainstorming, like a round table thing with Sally and I when we were starting this whole thing, and they started, talking about the history or whatever, and I said, oh, that's just not my area. So they kind of took that side of things. I think, honestly, there's only one other group that I need to thank today. Actually, there's two. I would like to thank the Village of Macedon Department of Public Works. The boys that work for our highway department came down and they hung this mural, and they did a fabulous job doing it. And I'd like to also thank them for the hours that they put in down here on Main Street. And Jesse is here today, so I'm going to point out Jesse. So Jesse was working on this. Thank you very much. Yay, Jesse. And then I'm going to thank one other group, and that would be my family, because I have been a little difficult to live with this week. So thank you for putting up with me and all of this going on. And I have here in my hand some sponsor forms, and Mark was explaining how many countless hours that these artists have worked at putting this beautiful mural into our community, and we would like to give back to them and thank them for the hours that they put into this. I have some sponsorship forms here. If you would like to be a sponsor for this mural and give a donation that's going to go directly to those artists and those artists only, I would love for you to take one of these forms and be a partner with us for that. That's all I got.
Sandy, would you like to come up and say something? Oh, okay. Sure, okay, great.
I'd also like to thank Marcy for all the hard work that she's done, and Sally Millick, what a treasure in her on her developing the walking tours that she's done, and she's just a great asset for the community too. I think we are bridging the gap between the village and the town. Woo! Sally has pointed out that history doesn't stop at one boundary line. It continues throughout. So we're very glad for Marcy and Sally's participation, and the way the village came through, it was fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandy. Okay. When I came into town for that first meeting, Jane Mott she's not here today, but she was with us from the Wayne County Council for the Arts. They've been invaluable having that association with the painters. It's been people from the Council of Arts that have dropped in and helped us paint on various occasions. But I walked through the door of Marcy's office, and I'm greeted by Sally Millick, and I go, the first comments were, "You're too young to be a historian." Honest to God truth. And I said, well, that means that you're a historian that I can actually get feedback on emails from and all sorts of stuff, and I did. And it was so great to be able to get answers right away on questions about what store was here. Or I think she's been hit with other of our artists that have called her endless times too.
It helps to be a night owl.
Yes, yes. And without further ado, I'd like to bring up the youngest historian in Wayne County. She just recently had her birthday last week, I believe, and she's going to be 49 forever. Okay, Sally Millick.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay? This project has just been a great journey, and of a lot of different people's effort, people from outside our community, people from within the community, and a great partnership all across the board. As we've already heard from Marcy and Sandy, it took a lot of effort and focus. There was not only the aspect of the who's going to do the art and where is it going to hang, but the big question is what's going to go in the mural, which was really the role that I was playing. And to Sandy's point about the community of history, I don't think that there's boundaries, certainly not geographical boundaries in history. And what we tried to depict in this mural was the encompassing community history of our area, starting with the Indians that were in the area before the Europeans came from Connecticut. The main part of our mural is a scene from around 1910, a Main Street scene that you can kind of see off to the side here, where our trolley that went into operation in 1906 is running, and as Mark pointed out, there's a lot of area business people and area businesses represented. So just to look at the mural in general, we have the Main Street. The Purdy store was on Main Street for over 100 years, and we actually have Alexander Purdy here with his vegetable cart walking down Main Street. We've already heard about some of the other folks in the mural. We also, again, wanted to capture the feeling of the community history. So in our bubbles on the top, we have the mills. The Macedon mills used to run off the Ganargawa or Mud Creek and grind flour and later feed as flour became more available at the Purdy store. We have a canal scene